Okay, hello again everyone. Okay, so today's video is a fun one with this brew that I've been working on. It's built around Ayara, and the new addition is Command the Dreadhorde. So basically it's a black creature dying based synergy deck, and then Command the Dreadhorde just says, you win the game for 6 mana, cool. It's pretty good at gaining life, so you can often Command the Dreadhorde everything, and then if you have multiple Ayaras, you just literally kill them. If you only have 1 or 0, you just get enough value that you win the next turn. So the Cauldron Familiar Witch's Oven combo is key. I went big on the 1-drops. Just as a little more early game, Gutter Bones can get in damage, for Life Fiend can trade off with stuff pretty well. Priest of Forgotten Gods is pretty important to Lightning Rod for shocks, but if it lives, you usually just win. Helps you cast Command the Dreadhorde ahead of schedule. Cruel Celebrant is obviously awesome in this kind of deck. We're only running 8 white sources, which should be good enough, but we might want to add 1 Scoured Barrens if we're... I mean, the math says you can cast it on turn 4 roughly 80% of the time, a little higher. So that's good enough to me, but I don't know, maybe 1 Scoured Barrens is fine. So I don't have a working sideboard yet, so I'm just going to jam best of 1 and hopefully showcase the deck. My win rate last night, I got it to like... My record was 22-2, and then I went to bed. Won like 17 in a row or something like that. Once the deck list was finalized. So the cards that I'm not running, I'm only running 1 Orzhov Enforcer. I do like the card, it's just there's not room for more. The stands are good. We'll probably Temple, trying to find a 3rd land. Temple of Silence. Yeah, we'll do that. I like Priest, but we just need that 3rd land, so. We have double Witch's Oven, so that's cool. Oh, we're possibly up against the Esper Stacks deck, which is a good matchup for us. Let's see. I think I want to jam 1 of each, rather than 2 of the same one. Just get this thing going. And that way we have more flexibility. Like maybe next turn we want to jam Midnight Reaper to draw a card. No blue mana, so maybe it's some weird brew. Who knows? Could just be a bad draw with stacks. Alright, I'm tempted to go Midnight Reaper due to its massive potential next turn with 2 Witch's Ovens. And this is also better against Kaya's Wrath. Let's see if they get Island. They don't necessarily need it. Okay, so they are Esper Stacks. Not some weird Orzhov brew. So they're playing like Doom Foretold, Dance of the Manse. Yes, okay, it's a time walk. They're gonna bounce Midnight Reaper. Why would they do that? Okay. That one only costs 1 mana. People don't really understand this deck. A lot of misplays against it. Happy to find land. We just want a lot of lands. We're gonna have plenty of spells to cast, it looks like. I am gonna get this back so that we can kill the Teferi with it. Okay. So it's tempting to get the Ayara in play, I think, but 2 Witch's Ovens is more important, I feel like, because it draws cards. So since we have the Orzhov Enforcer to play, I'll go with this lane. Because the Witch's Ovens are draining them for 1 per turn and drawing as a card each turn. And let's draw is shaping up good enough to where if we ever draw Command the Dreadhorde, it'll probably win us the game. That's too bad, but we're happy that they use their turn on that kind of thing when we're drawing 3 cards a turn and they're only drawing 1. So, you know, we won our Ayara, but we're doing just fine. Currently, Dance of the Mance would be a draw 3. They're surprisingly close to dead, actually. In fact, if we still had our Ayara in our hand, we might have had the win this turn. I'm not sure. You can count to 20 pretty quick when everything comes together like this, which is not that hard because it's all black cards that cost 3 or less. I could attack for 1, or I could get an extra Ayara drain. It's kind of the same either way. I'll just put this in play now. Let's see if we can find lethal. I think we have it. I'm not sure though. Let's attack. 3, 4, 5, so that's 7. Yeah, that's lethal, it looks like to me. Just kind of out of nowhere. Boom. We don't even need both of these cats. We can just sack the ones in play, but it's easier to cast them. Yeah, so that was a good showcase. We just kind of... Our opponent didn't do much. But no matter if they had sweepers, it wouldn't have really mattered. We would have drawn a lot of cards. And if the game went long, Command the Dreadhorde would have been lethal at any point. I like that the Esper control deck of choice right now is not running counterspells. It makes this deck better. And they're also not running that much exile-based removal, which is... We don't really care if our creatures die. In fact, sometimes it's good for us. It's usually better to have them in play, but it's not bad to have them in the graveyard. And we get Cruel Settlement triggers. But stuff like Cry of the Carnarium could be good against this deck. So that'll be a issue to deal with when tackling sideboarding. This hand looks good to me. I'm just going to jam a Temple on turn 1. The question then will be, do I do another Temple on turn 2? I think yes. I think I'll probably, if I don't find another land, I want to play Ayara on time. Because it's the kind of draw where I want to be sacking these creatures to draw cards to get the rest of our plan going. Opponent mulligans. It looks like. Yeah, I think so. They're deciding what to put back. Okay. So I'll keep most creatures, I think. Yeah, definitely keep Witch's Oven. We don't have a familiar yet, but even if we just build up random food in the early game, yeah, okay. So what's the play next turn? Probably Orsov Enforcer. Alternatively, Ayara does just die to skewer the critics, but perhaps that's fine, because they don't play that many. Do I want another land? I think no. A 4th land at some point would be fine, but I don't need to keep that one on top. Ooh, so I want to probably want to Witch's Oven that thing. I mean Footlight Fiend it. So our mana doesn't get used all that well this turn, but that's okay. We got to interact favorably. Kind of like our turn to... I'm not going to block because that's first strike, so might as well get that in. The food token sitting there is basically if we ever draw a Cauldron Familiar, it's an extra blocker / drain trigger. Okay, so we're pretty good against this card. I do think it's good in that deck. They're playing the straight mono red deck as opposed... Ooh, we got punished. We're running 3 copies of Command the Dreadhorde because we do want to see 1 in most games, but we got punished for finding 2 copies of it in this game. I'm just going to play the mana efficient play. It has more upside if we untap with it, so we'll go with that. But it's likely to just eat some kind of burn spell. Granted, a lot of their burn is Bone Crusher Giant and Shock, so maybe we don't block with Ayara. I would just trade Gutter Bones in a second with Rimrock Knight if given the choice. Okay. We have 2 foe tokens for later for a hungry day. This is going to be a close game if we are able to win it. We drew 2 blanks in the matchup, and we need something to happen. The Cauldron Familiar would be good. Alright. So they can pump with the castle, so I'm just gonna block the 4/1, take less damage anyway. We're still in this game because they're low on resources, but we need them to not have another creature this turn, which it looks like they probably don't. So that's good. I guess if we nothing else, we can gain life with food tokens. It sucks to have 3 lands and 2 6-drops in our hand. Alright, that's a good draw. I'm gonna get in there with the 1/1. I do need to kill them, so damage is relevant. I can't just hang around forever. I'm never gonna get to 6 mana in this game, so I'm gonna have to kill them fair. Okay, they're 2 mana away from activating double. If they don't attack, I'll be very happy. Alright, now I have to decide. It's big enough upside to not blocking that I'm gonna be a wimp. We're taking 2, but like Bone Crusher Giant and Shock would just completely wreck us. And if this thing lives, we're getting a lot of life back. Okay, Midnight Reaper. So I'll block with that. It loses us life, but I think that's fine. Doesn't have trample. I'm just gonna draw a card with Ayara, probably sacking. I'm gonna try to trade. No, I'm gonna chump with Midnight Reaper and then sack to draw a card. I think that'll be good enough. If they don't just burn it. I could also potentially make a food token, but I think drawing a card is more relevant because every creature gains us a life. Alright, opponent's still flooding, that's good. We're in this. Hopefully they pump, it just uses up their mana. Alright, so now we just draw a card, draw 2 cards. So for example, if they did have Bone Crusher Giant, which we know they don't now, but they wouldn't have been able to cast both halves this round. Alright, we're treading water. We still need to find some smaller black creatures. But at least we have lands now. That's nice. I could just get Gutter Bones back, but I'll just do the same play as last turn, I think. We're draining them, and you know we're getting damage in, and then it's treading water. Eventually, we'll find some 1 and 2 mana creatures to play. If we ever find Cruel Celebrant, we're in a very good spot. So they have to invest mana again. If they don't, we just kill their thing. Here we go, black creatures. Command the Dreadhorde now actually could... Oh, another swamp. Here's all the lands. So probably I'll sack food tokens. I'll like get Gutter Bones back and sack food token or something like that. And at this point I would be fine blocking with Ayara because we've drawn enough cards. Alright. It's funny how often this seems to happen. We get mana screwed, in the early game and mana flooded in the late game. All we need is any spell in our deck. But okay. I think I do want to poke. We don't have the blocker, but the damage is relevant, and also I want to get Gutter Bones in play. It drains them for 1, so it's relevant. And then I'll sack a food token. That's why I played an untapped land. Alright, so we just need to survive this turn at a reasonable enough life total. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We would prefer to have 7 life. That would make it easiest to win. We'll see how that goes. Although I think if we resolve Command the Dreadhorde with 2 Ayaras, like we could just do it for 4 life, getting Ayara plus Footlight Fiend, excuse me. Oh, I can sack the Gutter Bones to draw, and then like I'll block with it. I don't care if it dies anymore. Well, I guess I do. It's still 3 life I have to invest. Shock me. I'm not happy about that. Alright, so they can pump. That's 2, 4, 5. So we're surviving, but not at a healthy life total. Do I want to sacrifice Gutter Bones? I don't think so. So this Gutter Bones play really cost us, because that 2 life might be the difference here. We'll see. So we're at 5. We could get... Oh, Cauldron Familiar, perfect. So I guess I'm just going to play that. And then win next turn. Do I want to attack? Alright, they gave up. Yeah, so Cauldron Familiar was stronger than our 6-drop in that spot. Which is why I was lamenting the fact that we didn't draw any spells in the turn prior. Cool, we beat mono red because they flooded in the 2 key turns and then like towards the end of the game there. Although we were stuck on 3 lands for a while and then we flooded and we still won the game, so it goes both ways, I guess. So the one card I definitely would consider changing for a tournament is I'm currently running 3 Command the Dreadhorde. It could be 2. It's so good against the Oko mid-range decks, but it's a liability against aggro, so I don't know. Definitely not 4 copies in the main deck, but I could see 2 or 3 being right. This hand's good. Hopefully they can't kill Priest. Green indicates that they cannot, most likely. So they could play Vraska here, which we'd be sad about, but at least we would get to finish it off. Questing Beast would be good against us, but what you gonna do? Sneak it. Totally fine with that. I was hoping we'd do Footlight Fiend this turn. Do I want to get Witch's Oven in play over Cauldron Familiar? I think I do. Because if they play another removal, we get a free food token. It's kind of a close call. But I don't necessarily want them to know how easy it is for us to activate Priest. Although they can assume we can. Their mana's awkward. They don't have double black without Paradise Druid. So I want to draw a Footlight Fiend. Midnight Reaper, huh? That seems good for them, but they're really low on life. So we actually don't mind that. Because this deals 2, this does 2 as well. Alright. So I think I'm gonna scry and hope to draw a good card this turn. Wait, actually I could activate Castle. That doesn't seem good though. Oh my. Worst case scenario, I can use the mana to rebuy Gutter Bones, so it's fine. Yikes. Flood City. Do I want to draw a card at the cost of 4 life, or do I want to rebuy Gutter Bones? I'll rebuy Gutter Bones and be sad. Because having the creature in play means we can Witch's Oven for 1, which is relevant. But really sad to be flooding this much. Still in a good spot, just any spell that turn would have been really good. Alright, our opponent's still stumbling a little bit, so we should have time to enact our game plan. I'm not going to block. I will just Witch's Oven. I can't guarantee that the Gutter Bones. Alright, they give up. Some some uninteresting games here. Well, the mono red game was interesting, but it was due to mana flood that it was interesting on both sides. That game our opponent just kind of couldn't really cast her spells on curve. I want to have a sweet Command the Dreadhorde resolve in this video. It's very satisfying to see the stack light up with 20 triggers. A lot of people don't expect it either, because we're just playing like people understand that mono black Ayara is a thing you can do, right? And maybe you add in some Cruel Celebrant action, but they don't expect the Command the Dreadhorde. Our hand's not the best, but it's keepable. We don't even have white mana, and we don't have a 1-drop, but that's the worst possible draw. But we have, you know, 2 good cards. Happy to see white mana, but I wish I didn't have this extra swamp. We're a little flooded. And this is not a matchup where we're gonna have time. That's pretty cool. Never seen that yet. Annoying. We just need to find some gas. If we can start activating these creatures that we have in play, we'll draw out of this, but we need like one more. Like I might just sack Cruel Celebrant to Ayara and be sad about it. Although it does fuel the future Command the Dreadhorde. But it doesn't look like we have much time. This has been solid. It's already provided 5/5 of stats. I think they messed up here. Right? Am I missing something? Alright. They just clicked all attack, but I'll take advantage. Why not? Ugh, so many swamps. Alright. What should I do? I feel like I kind of have to use Priest, as sad as that is. I don't know. Because if I find another creature, it seems bad, right? But I don't think I have a chance in hell at surviving otherwise. Alright, happy to have at least a creature. I could have activated Castle to lose 5 life. Yeah, Mana Flood is even more devastating in this deck because you get stuck with cards in your hand, so activating Castle hurts even more. Oh, the opponent's deck is awesome. I kind of want to brew something like that. What's this card? Grumgully? I'm going to write that down. I've always tried to build like proliferate decks, but it was a little bit short before. So that's trample, right? I guess we're taking it to the face. But maybe Grumgully is what we need. This is abysmal. We're just dead. But I want to see another card from our opponent's deck. No, they're not going to show us. You could run the Great Henge in that deck. I would. Definitely going to brew at that. The mana is probably horrendous, though. I hate allied colors in this format. Surprisingly high number of games determined by land counts in this video series, but Hopefully we can see past the noise and see what the deck is doing. Alright, anyway. Yeah, a bunch of triggers, whatever. If you treat Evolution Sage as a 4-drop, it's like an Anthem plus a 3/2 with more potential later, and Fabled Passage is in the format now. That's pretty cool, actually. I definitely want to brew with that soon. Alright, this hand is sketchy, but we're on the draw. We need one more land, hopefully a white one. Alright, against green-blue. I'll resolve the Witch's Oven in case there's Simic Flash. It's way more important. I guess this land usually indicates like the Field of the Dead. Yeah, Field of the Dead deck. Alright, still missing on lands. I hope it's not like 4 games in a row with mana issues on one side or the other. We just need one more. If it's the Temple of Silence, we're still happy about it, even though our next turn's awkward. That's another card that Footlight Fiend interacts favorably with. So I'm definitely happy with the inclusion of Footlight Fiend in the deck. It wasn't in my initial build. We are draining them for a considerable amount, especially if we can cast Ayara. So we'll see if we get there on time. They're pretty close to making Field of the Dead tokens, actually. Alright, so we missed on land, but at least we have a castable spell. I mean, I don't know what else to do. Like, we're running 24 lands, 4 of them scry, and a lot of card draw. Like, we alternate getting screwed and flooded, so I think it's just small sample size issues. But here we are. Okay, so they're running more of like the sort of elementally version. Like, it's okay to run Risen Reef on its own, but some decks are running a copy or two of this card. The cool thing to me is that Field of the Dead creatures are black, but I don't think there's any way to get Ayara in a deck with Field of the Dead. I don't know. That would be a master deck builder if I figured out how to do it. That 1/2 is doing a good job at stopping our offense, but I'm still going to attack. Just sacrifice whichever one they block. Okay, we're fine with that. I guess I could potentially Gutter Bones back this turn. Whatever. We're extremely happy with that block. Because we didn't have anything to do with our mana this turn anyway. Hard for opponents to know that, but it worked out nicely for us. Let's see. So next turn I can either go Cruel Celebrant, Gutter Bones, or Ayara Gutter Bones if I keep the swamp. I don't think it's high enough upside to justify keeping an extra land at this point. If I happen to draw swamp, I'll still consider playing Ayara. They can take the Witch's Oven, which is relevant, but not the end of the world, obviously. It's rare that, well, yeah, I guess that would have happened anyway. I don't think I'm actually attacking anymore, so no reason to get this familiar in play. Motobug. Yep, okay. So I'll just Ayara, and then next turn we have lethal probably. Not guaranteed, but... So the reason we save Cauldron Familiar is now we get 2 triggers because of Ayara. So if our opponent doesn't have some life gain or anything like that this turn, we should have a win. Oh, that's frustrating. Okay, no Ayara for us, it looks like. So it's going to be a little harder to find a win. So we don't have a sack outlet now. We can just suicide attack, I guess. But I might need to wait until I have both of these Cruel Celebrants in play. I'm not sure. Okay. Let's see here. I think I'm just going to play out some stuff. They have Witch's Oven to get food tokens, so I don't want to just play a squeaky, like try to squeak out a gameplay and win. I want to have actual, like, massive Cruel Celebrant triggers going on. We have a life total buffer to play with. Like, basically, we can't anticipate getting much combat damage through anymore. So it's Cruel Celebrant that's going to carry the day. If they are smart enough to bounce Cruel Celebrant, we'll be very sad. They indeed are. I'm gonna suicide the Footlight Fiend at Teferi. Oh my. Good work. So, at this point, we're kind of drawing towards Command the Dreadhorde, I suppose. But we could still win, naturally, with what we have. We have this Agent of Treachery. I guess maybe... Yeah, I don't think there was much getting around that. It sucks in scenarios like this where when we're only at 4 lands. Because now, like, we're drawing live to 3 cards in Command the Dreadhorde, but we don't even have the lands to cast it yet, so it's a little sad. So we need the game to drag on a little longer. If I find a sacrifice outlet, I can send these 2 Footlight Fiends at their Cruel Celebrant. Well, my Cruel Celebrant that they took. Alright. It doesn't have trample, so... Oh, they found another Field of the Dead. Good for them. So we are going to start dying pretty soon. They can quasi-duplicate Cruel Celebrant. That would actually be really good. Yeah, that's good too. I mean, it's better. It's looking like this game is getting out of reach. But we're so close. I guess the best draw would be Priest of Forgotten Gods if it can survive somehow. Because then we could potentially have the mana to cast. Oh, there it is. We have a lethal card in our hand, but we only have 4 lands this game. That's a bummer. I don't know what to do. I think I'll just do nothing. I could have attacked and got Gutterbones back, but it doesn't feel like a real thing. If we can survive till we have 6 mana, we win the game. Though we also have to be at a high enough life total. So our game plan is jump the Cavalier only, since everything else is 2 damage. Although I could kill their Cruel Celebrant. I don't think that's worth it. I'd rather just have another Trump blocker. But I think we only get 1 more turn, sadly. So even if we find an untapped land into untapped land, or whatever, we'll be at too low of a life total, I think. Yeah, that adds too many to the board. I think we're dead. Bummer. I think this is a solid matchup with the Command of the Dreadhordes. It just didn't line up this game. They got Agent of Treachery online really quickly. Disrupted our stuff. Cool. Alright, let's see. They've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 13 attackers. Yeah, that'll do it. Alright. I just want to cast Command the Dreadhorde. Haven't done that yet on video, I don't believe. The reason it's in the deck is for those matchups like we just played. Sand's a little meh, but it's definitely a keep. It's amazing if Priest lives, but you can't count on that. Ooh. Okay, so I may just need to Footlight Fiend the Endkeeper as soon as possible, which is yet again another reason I'm happy this card's in the deck. It's definitely proven its worth. Okay. I think I'm just gonna play the Priest. Hopefully they don't kill it, but them drawing one card off Innkeeper is not the end of the world compared to the upside if I'm able to pull off the Priest stuff. Alright, so there's a 5/5. We do get to make them sack their 1/1s though, so it can't attack us yet. Alright, so I'm going to probably be able to play Ayara this turn. That's what I'll do. So you can see why it's good to have the cheap creatures, so that we can actually activate Priest. Hopefully they don't have another 1/1, but they easily could. Midnight Reaper or Ayara. I think I'll get Ayara down because the sack ability is very relevant. Like the Midnight Reaper's effect has haste. You know what I mean? Whereas Ayara's top ability does not. So I'll get that down first. And it's also more draining. Their mana's awkward. They don't have a Murderous Rider mana available. So that's good. They could do like, I don't know. Hard to know what cards they're actually running. They could play Questing Beast. They're probably playing like Lucky Clover with like Foulmire Knight and all that stuff. Order of Midnight. It's a very cool deck. I really like Golgari Adventure, but it does have awkward draws. So good job Footlight Fiend for interacting with the key 1/1. I've been impressed with it in a whole bunch of matchups. Whoa! They pulled off that combo. Pretty sweet. Alright, so let's see. I feel like I need to activate Priest. They can never attack with Lovestruck Beast actually, so it's actually not hugely relevant. I could Ayara right now. Is that good? I mean, sorry, Command the Dreadhorde. I would get back 3 creatures only, so I think I'll wait a turn. But I am going to use Priest because, let's see, I think I want to attack first though. Get that 1 damage in. It looks a little weird, but I might just sack Ayara. Actually, I could do it. It's tricky. I could draw a card. I don't know if this is right. I don't know why I'm doing all this. I found Cauldron Fam. I'm basically relying on the fact that they're not going to make me discard Command the Dreadhorde, which might be wrong. But I'm also drawing a ton of cards, so it's not a big deal. Alright, so 2 mana. You can play everything. I think I'll get white mana in play instead of playing Gutter Bones though. Just in case. Yep, there's a Cruel Celebrant. So yeah, we should have this game in any number of ways. Even though they have the Great Henge pretty early. But we'll see. There's not much they could do to interact with us at this point that would be disruptive enough. They are pulling off some cool stuff, but it's not as powerful as ours. Sure. If they kill priest, we can't command yet, but that's okay. Reasonable choice. I think I have lethal. I'll just do the math on my turn though to make sure. Actually, I should do it now. So, let's see. We have how much left to play with? 21. So we have. Oh, we don't have the second Ayara in play, so it's not actually lethal. So I can wait a turn. It's fine. So which means I'm going to want to kill the Vraska with the Cauldron Familiar. I could play Gutter Bones, then activate Priest, have 2 more creatures in the bin, 1, 2, 3, 4, so I could drain for like 8 or something. So I'll just play out some stuff. It's not like I'm really scared of what our opponent's doing anyway. If they kill our priest, we have 6 mana naturally now anyway, so. I could activate priest right now so that they don't draw more cards. Seems reasonable. Sure. I can sack these 2. Doesn't matter. Totally irrelevant. Oh, they got to do both, but they lost 4 life, so yeah. If we hadn't sacked Cruel Celebrant there, they would have drained even more, but whatever. They're at 5. We have lethal in our hand. I'm gonna go for the full triggers because it's awesome. I could even get back. Oh, I could get back Vraska, but they don't have any black creatures in the bin. I feel like they should have tapped. No, they needed all that black tapped, I guess. Alright. My opponent's never had a high life total when I play Command the Dreadhorde. I want to see like the full 20 life be relevant someday. Alright, here we go. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 17. I can do more. 18, 19. I'm getting a little close. I don't need to play around that much. In case I miscounted or something weird. Oof, look at all these triggers. We did it. That'll be in the thumbnail. Congrats on your life gain. Take 20. The actual amount is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think it's like 14 plus 2, 1 more. So it's like it was like 15 drain plus put a massive board in play with Cruel Celebrant. So if it wasn't lethal and some other matchup, we would have that board that they have to deal with. But it's almost always lethal because you're draining them incrementally. So I'm happy we got to showcase that aspect of the deck in this series. I'm probably going to play another game or 2 and then call it a video. I'm very happy that for lifing lines up reasonably well against what a large portion of the aggressive meta is doing. As well, Innkeeper, the red decks. Alright. We're gonna have to take 2 to play Cruel Celebrant on curve, but that's fine. Our hand's not great yet, but it is passable. If there's one thing I wish I could do is fit more removal in this deck. I'm not sure what that is, because I don't want to dilute the cheap black creature stuff. Yeah, we have nothing else to cast, so here we are. Not the best draw yet. It's good that our opponent showed double mountain off of that. Okay, we might go double unblockable, but we're happy with that turn if they do. Alright, that's not the worst thing for us. So I think I'll trade off with the Scorch Spitter. It has more upside. We're taxing their mana, we're fine with it. Ayara is more likely to block, and there's a small chance I want to actually use its sacrifice ability next turn. Okay. That would have happened to either creature that we played. Ooh, awkward turn. I'll play Midnight Reaper though. More likely that we can cast 2 spells the following turn if we draw a card this round. And that'll give us a life total buffer, hopefully. We're definitely blocking if they pump to trade. We're happy with that because that's a bad turn for them. Sure, I'm at 8. Fair enough. Alright, more lands. Not good, not good. Yikes. It's surprising how many games I've gone this way. Just literally any spell in the deck besides the 2 copies of Command the Dreadhorde was castable this turn and we couldn't find anything. We only have like 3 life to play with for this Command the Dreadhorde, which is a real bummer. What can I do? I can get back Cruel Celebrant. Not great. We're just dead, I think. Alright, so let's go out on our terms. If we had a little more life, the Ayara would get us all of our life back, but we just were lacking blockers, so that was a pretty sad game. I think more copies of Orzhov Enforcer would help in matchups like that. But it's not like notably better than Gutter Bones, it's just, you know. Alright, a 1-lander, 2-lander. What do we put back though? I guess this one. Looking for Swamp. Cruel Celebrant's okay, but we need to get off the ground first. Oh, I'm sad about that last game. I feel like we had a chance if we didn't whiff on that turn 5. I think this is higher upside, because if we draw a cheap creature, we can... Okay, they're playing... Oh, actually, we might want to kill that. Perfect. Hopefully we draw a creature to cast, but if not, we'll just play the Witch's Oven. How's that for interaction? We don't have 3 mana, we have 2, so Cauldron Fam it is. I'm just gonna cash in the token for get the Cauldron Familiar Drain going. Ah, that's unfortunate. They gain life, they have The best card in standard. So matchups like this are where we rely on Command the Dreadhorde, so we'll see if that comes to fruition. Priest is good at dealing with creatures, but not so with planeswalkers. This is another argument for Murderous Rider being in the deck, but I don't know. I mean, I think this is an okay matchup, but we'll find out. Targeting the Priest, I'm fine with. Yeah, let's just have a 3/3. So now I have to decide how much damage to send at the Oko. Kind of like the idea of pressuring it. I think I actually have a chance of dealing with it. We're giving up a lot of damage, but that's okay, I think. Like if we win this game, it's gonna be because we go crazy with combos, not because we missed 5 damage. Alright, so now I think they activated Oko already, so I'll just cash in on the card draw. I don't actually mind having 3/3s in play. They're actually beating down. Like maybe they play some kind of sweeper this turn, but that's okay. We still can't kill the Oko if they do sweep. Alright, that we're pretty unconcerned with. I don't need this in play yet. Vision 7 is okay. I think I will kill off the Oko. It's absorbed a lot for a freaking 3-drop, but what are you gonna do? This is another spot where Footlight Fiend would have been good. Alright, so I think it's just Priest is so good here though. I don't think I can rely on it staying alive, so I'm just gonna play this way. Because it guaranteed drains him for like 3, so that's more than relying on Priest to stay alive. Tap land, happy about that. Not really sure what to expect out of this random teamer deck. Alright, so all that damage we spent on the Oko let us keep Ayara in play, which will kind of make up for the damage we missed. Because it's contributing 3 here and a lot next turn. It is smart to play creatures bigger than 3/3 if you're playing an Oko deck, because a lot of them, they're playing like 0/3s and Nissas and everything just trades with the 3/3s they give you. I don't know if Ceratops is necessarily the right one, but having something with 4 toughness does seem correct. Wicked Wolf is a good one, I guess. That's the one most people are running. Probably not attacking, so once again I'll leave Cauldron Familiar in the bin for now. Alright. Swampy Swamp. Alright, so I'll get this back, and then I'll draw a card. Well, yeah, it's close. Maybe I don't need to do that now, because having the Witch's Ovens untapped is valuable against Oko type shenanigans. I can cast whatever I find though. Let's see. I'll do it. If it's any spell, it pays off immediately. I potentially have lethal actually, so definitely worth drawing a card. Let's see, so we're at 7. This puts them to 6. Let's see, so sack, put in play, so I can get them to 2. I can't kill them though, so we'll just pass the turn. but then they're very dead if they can't fully clear. I guess they can start getting life with food tokens, but we should have lethal through that. Basically, Ayara and Priest are kind of must kills at this point, I would say. I'm not really concerned with Nissa. Oh, the 2 life gain is relevant. But they don't have enough mana to make a food and sacrifice it, so we might still be able to find lethal. We'll see. We don't have to worry about dying, we're at 29. If they attack, it doesn't do any damage. I can't think of an easy way to get 4 toughness creatures in this deck to get multiple food tokens. Maybe in a version with more colors. It's not a huge concern, but if there was like a natural way to do it, that'd be cool. Because like in this case, I have the 2 Cauldron Familiars, but only one of them is useful. But I'll put this one in play. This one wants to go in the oven. All these little zombie cats. They're not actually zombies, but I feel like they are by now. Like it doesn't say zombie on the card, but it's been through the ringer. Alright, what to do? I have lethal, right? If I just use Priest. Boom, boom. That's 5, and then I guess I need to find one more thing. You're gonna sack the goose, I guess? Cool. Oh no! Alright. Let's see. So I could either scry or castle. Scry is cheaper though. Because I have one more draw where I just need to find a creature, I think. So let's do this way. Solve. That'll do it. Oh crap though, hold on. I need to do the Witch's Oven stuff first. It's lethal in a lot of ways, but let's do it the way that... I guess I can just draw the Cruel Celebrant with... Oh no, I already played a land. Boom. It's not how Cruel Celebrant usually kills people, but boom. Alright. If we didn't have exactly lethal that turn, we were still in a good spot. Because we were nowhere near being dead. We were at like 35 life or whatever. And yeah, just kind of doing our thing each turn. The last 2 games have been pretty good showcases of what we're trying to do here. I'll play one more. Looks good to me. We're on the play, that's cool. Get the Gutter Bones down. Footlight Fiend is better against some aggro matchups, but this threatens more damage against more matchups. So we still need to find land number 3, it looks like. I could potentially Footlight Fiend for the 3rd mana. Oh, we just drew it. Cool. I'm leaving the Priest untapped because I might potentially want to cash in on these Midnight Reaper card draw abilities. This kind of curve is what we're looking for, because it's hard for our opponent to keep up. If they were a creature deck, we would have used Priest that turn and then played 2 more cards. So it's a little awkward. I guess we draw 3 cards either way. Like we either sack these 2, draw 2, and then get the priest card draw, but they take 2. So too bad we can't activate Gutter Bones on their turn. That would be nice. Nice way to use the 2 mana. I don't think there's any instant speed cards we can draw. So they just played a sweeper, but we didn't lose any card advantage, so it's fine. So this kind of game is like why Command the Dreadhorde is good. So basically, I mean, I don't know what they're running. It could be like the Fire Stack with a ton of Planeswalkers. Hopefully they don't have it right now. They didn't do any digging, so they would have to have it naturally, which they do. So if we ever draw Command the Dreadhorde, that's going to be how we win this game. That's not the scariest thing ever. Sure. I don't know why people bounce Witch's Oven so much. It just does 1 damage. I mean, it costs 1 mana, so like... I could get Gutter Bones back. Is that worth doing? Possibly. It's just an extra body. The Witch's Oven is not that important at the moment. I think their removal is generally just Clarion, so this is like 8 triggers if they do that. They'd be at 4. This could be a game where Castle Lockthorn is relevant. Okay, so that's the perfect draw, where you have fires and then the following turn have Fave Wishes. Rats. They were prepared for us, playing off color cards. Alright, that's a bummer. What you gonna do? We're gonna rebuild by drawing cards. So Cry the Carnarium, hopefully then I have 1 copy. Our graveyard is pretty empty for sure. It is surprising to me that they're actually running Cry on their sideboard, because it's off color. It only works when your game plan is working, and it's so similar to an effect they already have an abundance of in their main deck, but it worked for them. So if this black deck is a real thing, then it's worth including, but people shouldn't know about it yet. I brewed it last night. Alright. Okay, we're still doing stuff. I at least want them to kill their own Narset if they... If we had Witch's Oven active when they played the Cry of the Carnarium, we would have been able to put a key creature into our graveyard. But they astutely bounced it, and then we had exactly the mana we needed to cast other stuff, so kind of a beat. We're still in the game though. What are they bouncing? Ugh. What's this at, 2? They can just do whatever they want. As long as I don't go to their end game and have a win condition, we're still alive. We're still alive to win. We haven't found any Ayaras yet, but there's 10% of the remaining cards in our deck are Ayara. Alright, not the scariest. Okay, playing Priest. Let's see. Do I want to play this Cauldron Familiar? We kill the Teferi either way, I guess. No. If they don't block for Light Fiend, it's just that one. That doesn't really seem good enough. I'll just draw a card this round. Go to 12. I don't really know how they kill us. Like probably Sarkin, the red Sarkin thing. Random sideboard cards. I don't know. Maybe I did want to poke because now it's threatening the bounce. They're gonna target Priest. I'll just get a food. They can bounce around Prison Realm, but them playing point removal is good for us. We just don't want them playing. Yeah, them playing like card draw and point removal, good stuff. We just don't want them playing like Fatal Wishes, because that's how they can get something devastating. Alright, that's pretty good. Here we go. Ayara. Cauldrons. Okay. Annoying. 5, 6, 7 mana, so we can just play everything out, I guess. I could still poke in out of Planeswalker, I just don't really see the point. None of our stuff matters. Castle is doing work, but that's just because we're whiffing on spells. So that's why it's in the deck. They have to be close to their end game. I mean, they've had fires for a million turns. Post sideboard games, we can just play discard against fire. Like, it seems like a card that's better in best of 1 than in best of 3. So, I'm not too worried about this deck. Like the Planeswalker package, if they have to pay mana for them, it's not all that scary. Like you can see they've had fires in play this whole time and they're not really doing anything. Besides keeping themselves alive. If they clear our board, we don't care. We're literally just drawing to command the Dreadhorde, but we still need to find an Ayara. I'm gonna activate this for a food token, I guess. I guess I'll draw a card now. The life could be precious, I'm not sure. It's not like we're gonna bluff anything. Well, we have card draw now. Sort of. They're gonna time wipe probably? I don't know. Get to kill the Narset. If they do that. One way or another. Yeah. Kind of getting them down there. I'm gonna put both FAMs in play to attack. They keep Narseting. They're just drawing a lot of cards but not doing much. They're very limited by that 2 spell turn thing. More air. Now it's kind of a hard choice on whether I want them to deny them a card from the Narset or pressure their life total a little more. Oh, that should be... No, it's not actually game because we don't have Ayara, sadly. We've gone through 37 cards without seeing one. But I think it'll just be game next turn. Like I'll just play out this stuff here in my hand. I'll deny them the card, I think. Why not? Because if they have to spend a card on... Oh, crap. Oh, crap. I messed up. I wanted to put 1 damage on them to get Gutter Bones out. So now I have to consider if I want to draw a card. I think I do. Because it lets us play Gutter Bones if we whiff. That was a misplay though, definitely. Because Gutter Bones being in play represents 1 more drawn card when they play the sweeper. I just forgot I didn't have a damage on them yet. So they could do like Teferi, bounce Midnight Reaper, and then Wrath, but that's okay. It's worth considering like 1 copy of something like Bantu in this deck. Like some way to sack at instant speed, right? Because it's like Ayara. Sweet, they just let us draw cards. Oh, they let us draw 1 card. Whoops. That's fine though, we didn't really need them. They would have been nice, but we didn't. They're not make or break. Yeah, I still just want to find Ayara before I play this. Because like, they're never going to interact on our turn, right? Although I'm running low on life. But I just want it to be lethal. Oh wow, they're using their mana this turn. That's cool. I feel like this, like the way this game is played out, it suggests to me that it's a good matchup. We're just missing our key card in the top half of the deck. I could just play it for value. Is that good? Like, I could see myself losing based on my low life total if they play like Sarkhan right now deals 8 damage to us, which is like fairly relevant. Huh. It's kind of a bummer that we don't have anything to do. And we know they just have this in their hand. So I think we're dead, sadly. Because if we had Ayara, we would have lethal, but nope. I guess I'll play this. Oh, I could get my own planeswalkers. Let's see. Narset. Sure. I'll go to like 1 life. That's 6. 7, 8. 9, 10. I don't think I can afford Teferi. So it's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think that's right. Oh, I might be dead. I don't know. Cool. All right. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So a clear, like a straight up sweeper, they die. So they have to have, but I mean, they can just fade, which is, yeah, we're just dead. Okay, so good job to them. They finally found a way to kill us. So it was a disappointing showing for us. We went through 25 cards. Didn't find our key card. And still, we're only a turn away. I took a lot of damage from my own castle because I was doing literally nothing for like 4 turns. So if I had more life to work with, I could have stayed above 8. But since I was at 11, I just had to YOLO and hope they didn't have Sarkhan. But they had the fade anyway, so. What you gonna do? Odds are against that particular thing occurring. I wonder what the odds are of no copies of a specific card appearing in the top 25, we'll say, because that's what happened. I don't really like this hand, but I'll keep it. Population size 60, successes 4, sample size 25. Oh, it's only 90%. I thought it'd be higher. So, 10% of the time that will happen. What if we go up to 30? This is 94%. Alright, this should be a good matchup. I want more people to play Esper stacks. It's a really good matchup. It's kind of like a beatdown hand. We don't have white mana and we don't have any of our key 3 drops, so we'll see how it goes. Potentially just rebuying Gutterbones next turn. They didn't play a Thought Erasure. I'm surprised by that. Swamp is the worst possible draw. But at least we're going to be live for Command the Dreadhorde this game. Evil's Toy. Witch's Oven prevents them from gaining life with Oath of Gaia, which can be nice. Yeah, like they're not doing much yet. I don't actually know if this Dance of the Mana stack will stand the test of time. We'll get a food. I really wish Gutterbones was instant speed. It'd be so much better in this deck. We've got him at 13, but we don't have anything left. Alright, we found our win con. Still need some work to get there. I want to play like 1 or 2 more pieces of card draw in this deck, but I don't know what there is available. Like, maybe one of those cards where you sack a creature, draw cards. I'll test it out, but it'll probably not be good enough. I think I'm just having strange draws. Maybe I should mulligan more hands like this. I gotta remember to brew that Grumgrully deck with Evolution Sage. That looked really fun. Hopefully our opponent is not running counter spells. Usually, like the list that's like going around is 1 copy of Doan's Vita. We're not scared of. I wouldn't have minded drawing Temple of Silence here. Having just 5 plain old swamps in play is devastating. Because there's 11 lands on the deck that would have been better. 3 castles and 8 white sources. But we've just drawn 5 swamps. Okay. That's a good one for them to have now. Our game plan still trumps theirs if we can pull it off. Just need to get there. Alright, that's a start. Get back a Gutterbones. That's cool. Alright. So we currently have only 4 creatures. Well, 5 creatures. So we need to get a little farther into the deck, but drawing Ayara was a good first step. Would I rather have a food token or them lose 2 life? I'll let them lose 2 life, I guess. Close call though. They can't cast the life. Oh, they could sack this for mana and play it this turn. Just a fairy. I guess our time limit is the Liliana ultimate, but I could ping it with Footlight Fiend. One more little use for that guy. Another oven, not exactly what we're looking for. No cauldron flames yet, so doesn't do that much. I have to be wary. I probably will need this Footlight Fiend activation on the Liliana because I need another turn. I don't know if I was getting luckier yesterday or unlucky today, but the draws have been way more awkward than my 90% win streak. I mean, obviously that's going to be the case, right? Like, 90% is unsustainable, but just like the awkward mana over and over. Like, I don't know how to prevent that because the mana base is about as solid as it can be. Okay. Oh, they correctly targeted us. Smart. Come on, minus Liliana. Nope. No such luck. Okay, Midnight Reaper's not the worst draw. Actually, it's a pretty good one, I think. I have to do this anyway. This is a close one. Well, we found the 6th land for Command the Dreadhorde, so that's a start. I can't activate Gutter Bones. Alright. So, if we play Command the Dreadhorde, do we put our opponent in a... Oh, we never found white mana to get the Cruel Celebrant in the mix. I was going to say they'd be in a position where they can't actually activate Liliana because they would die, but that's not going to be the case. Very annoying. Definitely a point in the favor of running a Scoured Barrens. Alright, we need to probably draw cards. If I can find another Footlight Fiend, we get another turn, basically. Well, I guess since our draw is so weak, we don't have enough life total to really play Command the Dreadhorde. Very sad showing in this game. And the last one. Don't really care about that. This is an annoying hand. Get some life. I guess I could Command the Dreadhorde and then use the Witch's Oven to ping the Liliana. So I need to do it for 7. Do they have anything I would want? Teferi? No. It's not the best I've ever seen. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Perfect. If we had white mana earlier this game, this would have been much better. Wombo combo. Alright, we hang in there for one more turn. Although, are we just dead on the board? They can bounce our thing. They just have to have a removal and we're dead. So we're probably not going to survive. But you can see how easy this game would have been if we had deployed Cruel Celebrant at any point. What What are the odds of no white source in 20 cards? 8 successes. How many cards have we looked at? 19. 96%. Alright. I don't know what to do with these little small things. They keep adding up and getting us. Maybe I'll put 1 Scoured Barons. Are they not killing us? Oh, yeah, they are. Okay. Well, I'm not going to end on that note. That was 2 sad games in a row after winning some games previously. Let's see. I know this is just like a reaction to a thing that just happened, but I think 9 is better. Alright, so then is there anything that says sacrifice? Well, let me just see what they have available for us. Bone Splinters, no. I mean, these cards are good sideboard cards, right? I'll just put that on the sideboard to think about later. This is the card I was thinking of. Sacrifice 2 to draw 3. No, it's way worse than I thought it was. Ashiok mills more cards. Blood for Bones is cool, but no. Gruesome Menagerie. Rankle. The only card is Bantu. Actually, I like that we can sacrifice food tokens. Maybe I'll give this a shot. 1 copy. Take out the Enforcer, I guess. Yeah, we can try this. It just gives us a little more, like that game we lost to Jeskai because we didn't find Ayara. If we have Bantu, it turns Cruel Celebrant into a combo kill as well. I don't think it'll make the final cut, but it's definitely worth trying. And it should be good if we just draw naturally. Oh, I should cut the 3rd Command the Dreadhorde for it actually, instead of the anti-aggro creature. But the cancel button never works, so we're gonna play a game with this build. We have 4 expensive spells instead of 3. Sure. If there was like a Nantuko Husk in this format, I would definitely play it. Carrion Feeder would be amazing in this deck. But that's just because it's a really good card, so that's obvious. Alright. That's a temple. Don't play that one. Let's see. I'm just gonna use my mana more efficiently. Could be wrong. Actually, yeah, I think it's bad to do that. Gives them a better target for their shock this turn. Which they do not have. And it's fewer creatures in play for a potential sweeper on Midnight Reaper. But whatever. We've got another one. Alright, it's looking like a rematch of that Fires matchup. So we're punished hard for the weird turn 2 play. But it's alright. Please land. Alright, we'll get this down. Hope to find land next turn. But we have all the pieces, so if we find 6 mana, we just win. Finally. Oh, it's frustrating. So our Ayara is gone now. Because of this crappy enchantment. But at least we still have this Midnight Reaper. That should be a... There's a 2/3 chance one of these should be a 2-drop. Yikes. I think Midnight Reaper. 4th land would have been way better. Every time I draw 2 Command the Dreadhordes, I also only draw 3 lands. Kind of annoying. Alright, at least we can kill that by playing the Midnight Reaper. Okay, so they're still digging for their fires. That's good. They don't just have it naturally. So a sweeper we're happy with because we get to draw cards. I just want to hit my land drops and find a second copy of Ayara. Yeah, that's fine. They have to actually spend mana on that, so no big deal to us. They're not pulling ahead. Well, we found one land. Let's see. I'll get this Cruel Celebrant down, and a Witch's Oven, and the Footlight Fiend. Seems good. We still are a little ways away from 6 mana, but we're closer. It's actually a realistic gameplay now. But we might just be able to drain them out with what we've got. We don't need to always rely on this crazy 6-drop. Sure. Much less scary when you have to pay 4 mana for it. It's still good though. They could find a sweeper. Okay, so I need a food token in play. Then I think I'll just let that guy die. And then I'll put in the Cauldron Familiar at the end of their turn so that it can attack. Alright, Temple is solid. So I probably just want to play Midnight Reaper because this combo draws us a lot of cards. Oh, Bantu. It's cool. Do I need it right now though? I don't think so. I'm gonna keep it. I gotta keep it. Alright, so I could put them at 4 and draw 2 cards whenever. They can destroy a permanent. It's fine. I give up. The fire deck seems really bad when they don't just draw fires. Like, they had a lot of looks, but yeah. A lot of opponents keep conceding before we have like our flashy big plays. Let's see. Alright, so I want to cut one of the Dreadhordes. 2 copies is probably enough. Let's see. What other ways to draw cards are there in black? Falmar Knight. Do Forever Young. Dread Presence in mono black. I mean Rankle, but nothing cheap. Discovery Dispersal. Stormfist Crusader. It's not looking like we're finding anything. Alright, we'll run it like this. Oh, I need to put in a 2-drop. Yeah, alright. Let's play one more game with Ayara's command. We've had a lot of mana issues in this recording, like 3 or 4 games, if I recall correctly. But I really like the deck. It's super fun and very powerful. It's nice to have a strategy that goes over the top of even the Bant rampy decks. Alright, 2-lander with, well, we're going to see if this Bantu does anything. We do ramp into it with Priest, but it's not like the best thing to do because we're short on permanents when we do that. But it's more of like a combo-y piece. Alright, lacking the white mana, that's okay for now. they don't deal with priest, we're gonna activate it next turn. Hopefully find a land and play a 3-drop. That's the dream. Okay. Not that scary. Sadly, Footlight Fiend can't kill anything right now. So perhaps I just play 2 Gutter Bones. Definitely activating Priest though. I need to find a land drop. If possible. It basically breaks even on cards, like it kills one of their things and draws us a card. Ugh. Alright, I'll just deploy these 2 in my hand rather than rebuying Gutter Bones. Drawing a land there would have been, you know, way better, but next turn we could sack the things we already have in play Ayara. Maybe we draw a Godless Shrine to play Cruel Celebrant. It's fine. I would rather have that in play, obviously, but I'm happy that they use their turn on that kind of thing. I don't really have good attacks. I mean, blocks. So maybe I can just rebuy Gutter Bones this turn. I could attack with both, but this is slightly better, I think. Not a strong turn, but at least we found a land. So do I have a use for 4 mana? I think yes, especially with the Bantu in our hand. It's a little late, but we're still in this game, despite missing lands. Our opponent has played some creatures that don't work that well together. So if they pump, it's like always have a turn for them. And it doesn't grow their thing, so it's definitely worth the investment of a Footlight Fiend. It's just a random tiny creature. I think that was a bad attack if they're not planning to pump. If they have anything else to do, that was a bad attack. Like, which we know they do. They have a Murderous Rider to play. So they just traded off their good creature for our Footlight Fiend. I mean, I guess they're both 1-drops, but... Alright, this thing... Drain ya. Alright, so we're looking okay. See how it goes. I'm happy to continue forcing the issue with Knight of the Ebon Legion. Alright, so Questing Beast is relevant against us, but okay, so I think what I want to do I want to draw a card now? I could rebuy Gutter Bones. I think I do want to draw a card now, because it could be a tap land, which would be important. And if it's an untapped land, I can rebuy Gutter Bones. Ooh, even better. I'll play this card. So now they have to have removal for it. Alright, I think we're sitting pretty. We have enough of our little pieces coming together. They're already at 9. I'm not even really trying to damage them. I'm just trying to gain life off these triggers, but they're dying. So Bantu is like a burn spell. I don't know. It seems okay, but 5's a lot. I don't think I block the rider. It's better to just have creatures in play so I have more flexibility next turn. Alright. Looks like we should be able to win. That's pretty good. I don't know exactly what's going to happen, but I'm just doing stuff. I think we win. Sack that guy and that guy. Looks like Windfiddle me. I think that's exactly 8. Cool. Good stuff. Alright. Well, we drew Bantu twice. One time our opponent conceded before we played it, and one time we didn't get to it. So I'd say those are points against it being in the deck, but I'm still going to leave the one copy. But I am out of time for this video, so I hope you enjoyed watching. We had a few more losses than I hoped for, but we still won the majority of our games, I believe. Something like 5-3, I don't know. But a lot of those losses were due to weird consistency issues with the mana base, which there's no way to prevent, I don't think. So yeah, thanks for watching. Check in next time. I'm going to keep working on the sideboard for this deck, and keep brewing, because Joan of Eldraine is really fun. So see you next time.